Hello guys, welcome back to the Malena Edit. We are jumping into the college football week 14 recap. Whew, it was a fun one. So I came out of this weekend wanting more and more and more. Like, I feel like more than any other year, an 8-team playoff. Come on, committee, just help us out here. Let the football fans get what they want. It's 2020. We deserve this. And I was kind of thinking then, what would my top 8 be? I think right now I've got Alabama, Notre Dame, Clemson, Ohio State, Florida, Cincinnati. I really want to see them potentially. Coastal, and then I put IU at 8. I put Indiana at 8. So let me know down below if you guys think that's crazy, if you've got a different top 8. Who would you want to see in that kind of matchup? I think that would be super fun. My Heisman frontrunners right now, I think I've got Trask and Trevor Lawrence, but I haven't watched as much Alabama as I should have. I feel like I watched them versus Ole Miss, and I don't think I've watched them much since. I know Devonta Smith went off this weekend, and everybody was kind of pitching him for Heisman hype. He's probably definitely getting the Blitnikoff for sure, but that would be interesting. I like some of that buzz, but I need to watch them a little bit more. They're just completely blowing out competition in games, so it's hard to want to watch. Want to tune into those games. I like to watch some of the more competitive matchups, but we'll get to see them in the playoffs for sure, most likely. Yeah, let's jump into the rest of the games that I watched this weekend. So the noon game I watched, 5 Texas A&M at Auburn. Okay, I like that Texas A&M had the run game established. I think it was a decent game from Kellen Mond. I wish I liked this Aggies team more than I do, and there's no reason for me not to. I'm just not intrigued by them. I don't want to see them in the playoff. I guess we'll have to see when they take on Alabama, like what they look like, but I think it's just going to be total domination and not much of a fun game. Bo Nix looked nice and athletic on a couple plays out there, but that Auburn team isn't anything that I'm also hyped about. Yeah. So those are my takeaways. That's not really an exciting takeaway, sorry. Next up, we've got number 12 Indiana at Wisconsin, who was ranked 16 this past weekend when they played them. This Indiana defense is sick. They lock down in the red zone. Absolutely unreal. Not the same team without Michael Penix Jr., but still a great team. Gosh, they are, if I wasn't a Rutgers alum, I would be obsessed with this team, but liking another team in the Big Ten East is just craziness, so I can't really do that. But they're an easy team to root for. I'm terrified of what they're going to be in 2021. I'm interested to see who they match up with in the bowl season, and not much to say about Wisconsin. They're definitely not, the competitor that I thought they'd be out of the West this year, but it's a weird year, so I'm not banking or putting too much into that. And the best game of Saturday this past weekend, for sure, without a doubt, like in stone, BYU at Coastal Carolina. Where do I even want to start with this game? So most of what I loved about this game was more so those intangibles. So I think Zach Wilson looked good, played a good game, especially having just made that last minute decision, flying across the country and deciding we're going to go out and play what everybody was kind of pitching as lesser talent. But the heart of that Coastal team was really what kind of stole the show for me, especially after they took the win and you saw the guys, they were so emotional and they're crying. And I loved that because it's an opportunity that I think they otherwise wouldn't have gotten. They would have gotten overlooked. It was such a big stage with so many eyes. I think that it's going to give potential for some of those players who might be capable but wouldn't have gotten NFL eyes on them to potentially get looked at for bigger moments. And I think that's why they were so emotional, because they knew, we're playing up into this moment that in a spotlight game that we wouldn't have gotten in any other given circumstance. So that was super cool. I really loved seeing the heart from that team. They get like rowdy. Their defense is insane. Like the swarm, like they kept talking about that, and I was like, this is insane. Like watching their defense was so good, so much fun. They attack a little bit too much in some cases. Like I was like, oh, you got to throw the flag there. But again, I think they were just energized and hyped and felt that underdog feeling for such a big moment. I didn't so I know that BYU is a Mormon school, but when I saw the Mormons versus Mullets t-shirts, I didn't really get it. There's so many mullets there. Why is that a thing? So I kind of wish like that they wouldn't do that. I don't know. It was so ugly. Yeah, I can't even say anything nice. Like, ew, I was kind of grossed out. But other than that, fun game, great team. Everybody on the team should now cut their mullets now that the game is over, because that's not. Those are my thoughts from week 14. I'm very interested. So I did watch a little bit of Pac-12 After Dark. First of all, Oregon State playing a little bit better than I expected them to this year. The upset versus Oregon, and then they kind of took a close game there with Utah. So that was nice. That was really, really fun to see. And UCLA taking on Arizona State. I had Arizona State winning that game, but UCLA looking like a little bit of a better team. They might be competitive with USC. And if they are, then that is just typical Pac-12 beating up on Pac-12 yet another year. So I'm interested how things kind of tease and come out of the mud next year when we have like a more normal football season, because some of these teams are looking more and more even and balanced and matching the competition of the other teams within the conference. So I'm intrigued by that. That's all I've got for you guys today though. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will be talking to you really soon with the week 15 preview.